Before you mount your Rockwell bench jaws, there's just a few things you need to know. Make sure your workbench or your work table is at least 34 inches in height. And if you're using a freestanding workbench like we have here, make sure it's fastened securely to the floor before you mount your bench jaws. The Rockwell BENCHJAWS is your hands-free bench vise that easily mounts to your workbench or your work table, allowing for hands-free clamping on all your projects. Comes with everything you see here. Has the mounting plate to attach your bench jaws to your workbench or your work table, the foot pedal, the pedal guide, your bench jaws, and all of your hardware needed to attach and assemble your bench jaws. You have 4 short bolts and washers, 3 long nuts and bolts, 2 flange nuts, and 12 wood screws. Now I'll show you all the tools you need to assemble the bench jaws and attach to a standard wooden workbench or work table. You need a 10mm nut driver or socket, an adjustable set of pliers or a wrench, a number 2 Phillips bit, a drill bit, and a standard drill driver. Let's get started. At first, you simply want to turn the bench jaws over and make sure the pedal connector is in the upright position. You take your pedal guide and insert over your bench jaws. And now you'll see there's 2 holes on this side, 2 on the other. Take your bolts and washers and insert. Line it up and insert into those holes. You can finger tighten. You take your 10mm socket and tighten securely. Now we've attached the pedal guide securely to the bench jaws. Now you want to attach the rod to the pedal connector. And the easiest way I've found to do that, you'll see there's 2 holes in the pedal connector, 2 holes in the rod. You line them up and start with the bottom. And you're going to take one of your long bolts. And you just see, kind of line it up right there, long bolt, insert and slide it all the way through to the other side. And then it helps when you're putting in your top and line up the 2 holes there. You're almost lined up. You insert the top bolt through so it comes out the other side. There they are. You take your 2 nuts and fasten to the bolts. Now you'll want to mount the foot pedal to your bench jaws once it's mounted to the workbench. So now we'll attach the mounting plate to the workbench, and I'll show you how easy that is. Take the flange nuts that I showed you earlier, there's 2 of them, and it's just pressure fitted right up into each end of the mounting plate, like so. And once it's screwed down to the table, they stay in place. All right, now we're ready to pre-drill our holes. Now we've pre-drilled all of our holes and we're ready to set the screws. Simply start. Now we're installing our bench jaws onto a wooden workbench. If you happen to be installing onto a metal or a metal and wood workbench, please refer to the owner's manual for proper installation instructions. Now we're almost ready to attach our bench jaws to the mounting plate. But I want to show you, there's 3 positioning flanges. You've got 2 here, 1 here. These 2 coincide with the holes here on the mounting plate and here. And the one in the rear coincide with this hole and this hole. For our purpose, we're going to mount it on the side. I'm going to show you how easy that is. Simply take your bench jaws and you slide it in. You feel them kind of lock into place. Now, you want to securely tighten the lock knob before you put a load onto your bench jaws. Make sure that it's tight and secure, which therefore locks the bench jaws into place. Now you're ready to attach the foot pedal, and I'll show you how easy that is. Now we're going to attach the foot pedal to the bench jaws. And you'll see there's 4 holes. Those are height settings for your foot pedal. For our purposes, we're going to use the bottom hole right here. So just insert the foot pedal, and you line it up. You insert the bolt there. Now you can test it to make sure that it's the right height. For us, that's perfect. Now you just tighten the nut and the bolt, and that's with the 10mm socket that we used earlier. Now the best position to mount your bench jaws is on the corner of your workbench or your work table, as this allows for maximum holding capabilities when you're doing your projects. Now sometimes you want to mount the bench jaws at the center of your table. What you need to do is build a wooden packer, which we've done here using 2x6s, and attach it securely to your workbench or your work table, and then you take your mounting plate and attach that securely to the wooden packer. So I'm going to do that right now. Now we've securely attached our mounting bracket to the wooden packer. Now I'll show you how easy it is to mount your bench jaws to the center of your table. Just line it up to the holes like we've done before. Securely tighten it down. Now you're ready to get back to work.